Alrighty, so I've kind of been regretting this day for a little while. I'm not looking forward to it, but it is time. It is finally time to deal with this stupid shit. If you've ever seen my videos for a while, you'll notice that my front drive shaft is always disconnected when I'm on the highway. There's a reason for that. The damn thing bounces around. It's not a lot, but when you're trying to do, 70, 75, it's enough to be a problem. So, it's either the front bearing or the back bearing. The back bearing is a blind bearing, so that one's going to be a pain in the ass to take out. So this one's going to be a quickie. If you want to learn how to take the case out and tear it apart and all that other crap, watch some of my other videos. I got an old rebuild video, and I got a newer one for the case upgrade, so you can see how to take this thing in and out. And just like that, it's apart. Lovely. Also, check this chain out, eh? Holy crap, yo. Think it was time for a replacement? I mean, obviously it's not fair, it's not under complete tension. Both of these are going to be separated more, but still, even when I try to hold them apart, that's a floppy boy. Okay, so our main issue has to do with this blind bearing right here. This is basically, a large part of what supports your drive shaft. So if that bearing is loose, your pinion bounces around. Alright, press like all the way in there. She still, she wiggles around quite a bit. That's no bueno. So it's really not what you need. This front bearing seems to be fairly tight, although there is a spot that it kind of gets hung up on. I'm not sure what's up with that. I don't know if there's just some crap in the bearing or if it's actually damaged. This is one that I replaced during the rebuild. The tail shaft bearing over there that came with that kit is still really nice. That is very tight. I'm impressed with that. So this is going to be fuck all on a big ship, I see. So, been looking around the shop to see if I have any pullers, and of course they're all inward pullers. Things like these, where they're both facing in. Bullshit like that. Yeah. This one's got a couple different feet on it. It's got a long one and a short one. This long one has the type we need, but this end is too thick to fit underneath. This one has the jaws that we need, but the damn thing sticks out too far. So what do you do when it doesn't fit? Make it fit. Yep, time to get some rigging. So, look. Found some delicious old scrap laying around. It is the perfect length to make an adapter plate. So we're going to try to extendify this and see if that don't help. Should be fun. So you think that's viable? So we're going to try making a strip, and it's just really an extension. So we're going to make one on each side so it's fully supported. The only thing I could think of is having nuts or some kind of spacer for the left and right movement, but hopefully it's just up and down, really. Only one way to find out, so I guess we will transfer that onto this and see if we don't die. Okay, well, there's some amount of metallic something or other that kind of looks like the cardboard template we made. Maybe. Gang drilling. It's fun. So I guess now we're going to see if it lines up at all. Okay, so welcome to Redneck Ingenuity 101. So, yeah, it'd be nice to have a spacer in here of some sort, but we might be able to get away with it, As long as it works once, it did its job. So I got a piece of scrap metal on there because this thing's got a sharp tip, and just barely touching on there, it instantly, puts a divot in the case. And I really, really don't want to split the case, because that would be highly unfortunate. So, I think the teeth are in there enough for some kind of engagement, so twist the handle and scream and shout, I guess. I have a sneaking suspicion this isn't working. Guess I need some grade 8 bolts or something if I actually want to try to do this. I feel like it might work. I feel like the holes need to be adjusted just a little bit. And then probably some spacers so that this thing has more lateral support. As you can see, it's kind of tweaked over. So, I mean, I don't know. If we could get the spacing right, we might be onto something, but I don't know. I've been trying to twist this and beat it, and twist it and beat it. I tried heating it up a little bit, because if my one Google search told me anything, that aluminum expands a lot more than steel does. So if you could get the case to expand, then the bearing should be able to come out. But yeah, twisting, beating, it would get loose, twist it, beat some more. I think that's only bending the bolts. I don't really see that bearing really moving much. Not sure what else to try unless I get a hold of a slide hammer or something maybe. I don't know. Ugh. Alrighty, so we are back to take another crack at it. So I took a stop down to the hardware store and the liquor store, so we're going to see if some grade 8 bolts and vodka fixes our problem. Gonna give it some of that Russian can-do spirit, eh? Should be fun. May I present to you Skookuming the Second. So now we have grade 8 bolts and grade 5 washers, because who cares? We're not side loading it very hard or tightening it very much. We only care about the squishy, bendy strength. So we've got spacers to, washers to help with side loading. And, just general usability. Now, the only downfall is, if we look at the center, you can see we ain't quite aligned. I guess that's what happens when you're trying to drill holes blind. So, yeah, not entirely sure how we'd fix that. We'd have to, move the hole up or something. I don't know. That's what happens when you make cardboard templates and just kind of fly by eye. But, yeah, if we could get that straight, I think we'd be in the money. Now, spoiler alert, I actually just tried it, and all we did was get a kunk. I thought I broke something, and I did, but it's a good broke, I guess. The bearing actually split. So we got a crack down there, got a crack there, and another crack there. There, boys and girls, crack kills. But they didn't mention if it was you or the bearing, so, well, the bearing eats it, we're not too worried about it. The case is still in one piece, so that's all we really care about. Hell, worst comes to worst, I'll just start cutting slits into it with a Dremel and see if we can break the damn thing out. Oh, I love blind holes. Okay, so after some post-processing alignment, we can see she's just a little bit off. But the important part is that the tip is where it needs to be. So, yeah, now that that kind of sits flat and where it needs to be, I'm going to see if maybe I can either Dremel it or drill it, or we'll figure something out. It might still need to be tweaked over to the left a little bit, but you get the idea. If we can get that sitting straight, we might have better luck. Well, gentlemen, sometimes there's good crack, and sometimes there's bad crack. For crying out loud, come on! I was really worried about that. It seems the little piece of metal I was putting in there to take the brunt force was not quite enough. Fuck! That bearing's in there real good. Shit. Fuck. Alright, time to take the rigging to the max. So, you notice that little bronze fitting? That is just really filler. Just something to keep the jaws open so that they actually stay in place. And then we have a bearing race that sits around the outside of the case. And some flat, pressy, probably not strong enough stuff in the middle. So we're going to try that so that we're pressing off the outside, which is arguably a lot more strong. But yeah, I have a feeling that our center section piece is going to bend to high hell before we get any movement, but it's worth a shot, right? Maybe. Yeah, who could guess that, right? Flimsy piece of shit. Okay, time to upgrade to fucking hardened tool steel. If this don't do it, nothing will. This is gonna be good. Oh, fuck yeah, boys, we got movement! Okay, so check this out. So, yeah, I cranked that thing down hard. Dude, this thing is bending. Look at how bad that is. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh, great. Hardened tool steel punch, that ain't even gonna do it. So, you know, just out of pure fuck all, I took a hammer and hit right here, and she fucking moved! It finally budged! We've got movement! Oh my lord! Okay, cool. Now that it's like actually done something, I think we can continue. So yeah, sometimes it's not all about pressure, sometimes it's about that shock. I just give it a nice little boop, and it went tink. Cool. Oh man, there might be hope for us yet. Can I just say, holy fuck. This is incredibly dumb to do one-handed, by the way. You think I'm kidding? Can't tell if it bottomed out? Yeah, it bottomed out. But look at that! Cool beans! The real question is, can this get any more redneck? Rusty channel lock spacer. Will it be enough to clear? It's right on the brink, my dude. Like, this thing should be falling out any freaking second now. See it moving? Hey! It's free! You son of a bitch! You know what you get, right? Fuck you! Bitch. Got him! Okay, so there we go. There's that mean son of a bitch finally out. What a pain in the ass. Thank you for blind bearings. So, as we can tell, there is a flat side and a rounded side. I've actually got some markings on here. I've got I and A, and it's either an SCE or an SOE. I think it's an SCE. 2416B. Does that match this? This is an SCE 2416A. Okay. Not A is an A, but A is an A. Yeah, okay. So this is just the B version. Cool. Alright. So the flat side of the bearing goes down. You'll oil it and press it into place. Make sure that your surfaces are very clean so you don't have any issues pushing it in. So it's interesting that even though the bottom split, it's only on the outside. So after the area has been cleaned, you can clearly tell where the issue was, but it only split on the outside. Now, since this isn't really much of a thrust bearing surface, I kind of just want to run it. I think we're going to press the bearing in and JB weld the motherfucker, because really we just got to seal it. Doesn't have to take much load. As the youngins say on the forums, fucking send it, you pussy. Okay, so only one way to find out how this goes. So we've got our bearing, got a pipe cap that fits around the outside. And if we come underneath, there's actually a small nub. See that nub right there? Yeah, that sticks down lower than the rest of the case body. So I have this arbor plate. I'm using a cutout so that we're only making contact with the flat part. It's also raised a little bit from that dent, so pressing on this may crack it all the way through. Again, don't give a fuck. We're gonna start pressing. Take it slow and use some lube. Okay, so honestly that went in a lot easier than I was expecting. Yeah, it just kind of goes in there. I don't even know if I fully bottomed it out, but it is recessed lower than the that part. I don't know if that's a bad thing or not. I may grab the gear just to see if it rides on anything. Hopefully I didn't install it too low, because it didn't bottom out on the thing yet. I don't know, but yeah, it's in there. Real easy. And we can't forget about the icing on top. That's right, gentlemen. We're sending it properly with some good old JB weld. Look at that frosted, beautiful. Yeah, buddy. Okay, I think that should be good. We're going to let that sit. It's a little dark. It's time for sleep. And the important part is, one, there's no side to side anymore. There's no lateral bouncing around or shaking or any crap like that. It's beautiful. And for all you haters that go, oh, that's not gonna work, you broke it, you fucked it up. Well, guess what? This motherfucker's Moab approved, my dude. Lasted an entire week in Moab, not a single leak, complaint, or creak. I love it. Beautiful, mate, beautiful.